Hello, everybody. Very welcome. We are on our new episode of Shmoozin with Rabbi Ari. This is number 10?
Yes, sir. I believe it is number 10.
Number 10. Wow. It's amazing.
And, Isn't that Messi's number? Oh, wait, no.
Of course. Yes, exactly. It's Messi's number. So, and let me tell you something that this, because you are seeing me with the Argentinian t-shirt that is very, I feel very proud because yesterday, I don't know if everybody watched the match, but Argentina won 3-0 to Algeria, so it was so amazing. And also, right now, when I parked my car, and I was walking through the street, two cars say, Messi! So it was so fun. So yes, my friends, very welcome to our 10th episode. And today I have a very special guest, my friend Rabbi Joshua Kuliok. He is going to tell us who is he and what he's doing and where is he living. But let me tell you that beside everything, we studied together at the seminario in Argentina, like 30 years ago.
More or less,
right? But there is something that is very interesting because, okay, we study a lot, but we have recess on the middle of our classes. And do you know what we did on the recess, Aaron?
No, but I'm afraid to ask, actually.
We play football, soccer.
Soccer football.
Yes,
football,
and also the housekeeper there, she was so upset with us because she needed to clean all the space again because we marked all the floor. Do you remember that about Mirta?
Of course, it's like we used to play soccer with like a tennis ball because we were like inside, but it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it was really fun. So let me introduce my friend and colleague Rabbi Kuliok, and with all my respect, I cannot call him Rabbi Kuliok. I need to call him Josh because he's my friend. So if you permit me, Rabbi, I will call you Josh. So Josh, very welcome. Thank you for being here. I know that you are 1 hour behind us, right?
That's right. Yeah, we are 9 a.m. Central Time here in Nashville, Tennessee.
Great. So, talking about that, tell us about you. Who are you? What are you doing there? And like that.
So, good morning, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Ari, for inviting me. I'm Rabbi Joshua Kuliok, originally also from Argentina. I don't have my Argentinian t-shirt but I have it at home, actually multiple ones. And I've been here in Nashville for the last 13 years. I'm the conservative rabbi here in town, in a city that has 15,000 Jews, divided in 5 different congregations. And mine, the Western Synagogue, is the only conservative congregation in town.
Great. And how is your background? How you arrived to be a rabbi? Like, where did you study? Okay, we studied together, but tell us about your background, about how you arrived there.
So my path actually began when I was becoming a bar mitzvah. So I was learning with now a dear friend, Rabbi Gustavo Kraselnik, that you also know. Serving today in the country of Panama. So at the time, my first connection and what put me in this journey to become a rabbi was a deep love for Torah, for learning, for engaging intellectually with the ideas that our tradition has. But then a few years later, it's like, and now when I was already a student at the seminario, when we were playing soccer with tennis balls during recess, I also began teaching in a congregation when I was 15 or so. And by the age of 18, I was already serving as a student leading a congregation that was about to merge with the congregation I was originally working for. And so one thing took to the other. I took a year, went to Haifa to university to finish my BA, and came back and went to rabbinical school in Argentina. But so the journey was first love of Torah and learning, and then love for the Jewish people and to serve the Jewish people in a leading role. And one thing took to the other, and here we are many years after. In a month or so it'll be 21 years since my ordination, which I cannot believe it, but yes, that's the way it is.
Great. And how did you arrive to America? Because you talk about Argentina, Buenos Aires, and many other cities in Argentina, but in Nashville, are not 21 years, right?
No, only 13. So I became a rabbi. I stayed another year in Israel, studying at the Hebrew University, and then I spent the first 7 years of my career as a pulpit rabbi in Guadalajara, Mexico. And after 7 years there, we were looking for a bigger Jewish environment for our daughters. We have 3 daughters, and we started to apply to different places. And a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, said that I should take a close look here in Nashville. And so we applied. They invited us. We came, and we fall in love with the city and with the congregation. And thank God it was mutual. So that's how we ended up coming to Nashville, Tennessee, almost 13 years ago.
Okay, and tell me, Buenos Aires, Guadalajara, Nashville.
Mm-hmm.
What is better? Argentinian barbecue, nachos, or a parm cheeseburger?
Well, the truth is that I'm a vegan, so I don't really
I
care
know that.
I don't really care for meat anymore. But the truth is that I just took a group from the congregation. We went 30 members of the congregation. We just went down to Argentina less than 2 months ago. And what I kept telling the people is that everybody speaks about the meat, but they should try the pizza and the ice cream down in Argentina, which to me are among the best in the world. And so very hard to win against that. But through the time that we spent in Mexico, we loved quesadillas and all kinds of things that they do there, and we brought them with us. Again, I don't do cheese anymore, but you can get fake cheese or whatever. And my family still eats regular cheese, so quesadillas are the best.
Okay, I have a question. I will change.
Okay, go ahead.
Malbec, tequila, or beer?
I will go with Malbec. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So there you go.
Okay, perfect, great. So, and then, are you a soccer fan?
Yes, very much so.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
tell us about that. How is that works?
It's like it's the true religion of Argentinians. So it's like I'm a rabbi because I need to make a living and I cannot play soccer. It's like I can only win against you 30 years ago when we were
Okay,
students.
we need to talk about that
Wow.
after a show, right? Okay.
Okay, it's okay. It's don't worry, I won't embarrass you, but I couldn't play soccer, so I became a rabbi. But the true religion of Argentinians is soccer. The truth is that soccer is and plays an important role, both with my home team, which is your team, River Plate. And every time I'm in Argentina, I try to go to the stadium, and it's just a wonderful, beautiful experience. And now with the national team during the World Cup, it's very hard not to be moved and inspired by Messi and by the team. and very hopeful. It's very hard to win the World Cup back to back. Last time that happened was like in the 60s, so it's a very very long shot. But we're a people of faith, right? So let's have some faith and see how that see what happens.
Great. So talking about that, we are on the World Cup, and I don't know what is going on there in Nashville, but let me tell you that here I asked to many people in Virginia Beach about the World Cup, and like my producer, I asked him, "Did you watch the soccer match yesterday?" And he told me I was sleeping.
Now, if you watch me, if you ask me if I watched the Knicks win the NBA championship, whole different story.
Okay,
I was up for that. But
I watch both, so it's like you don't have to choose one or the other. But what was interesting, and it has been since I've been here. I remember like in 2014, I was already here, and we lost the final against Germany, like heartbreaking, and people were sending me texts of condolences back in the day. Then, but 2018, I was in Argentina at the time of the World Cup because we were, on vacation there. And then 2022, it was such a memorable experience. And people, given that I'm the rabbi, it's like some people just love soccer, and some people love soccer because they know me. And so yesterday, it was interesting that while the game was happening, members of the congregation were texting me, this Messi guy is fairly good, right? He has a future or something. So it's like we were joking about. Nashville, as of the last few years, has become soccer has become a part of the landscape of the city. We have a local MLS team, the Nashville Soccer Club, that now is at the top of the championship. I don't know if you know, Rabbi Ari, but
No. Here, no.
I see that you are kind of mocking the people from Virginia Beach for not knowing much about the World Cup, but I don't see you with a lot of knowledge about the MLS.
Yeah. No, just on the Argentinian
I see.
tournament.
But you should root for Nashville because you don't have a team. So it's like, and Nashville is doing fairly well. So people are excited about it, and the national team of Japan. So cool story. Like 1 week ago, I went to the Japanese national team is training here in Nashville. So their hub, the place where they are training, and from here they go all over the place, is here. So last week they did like an open training session, and I went to see just because, it's like that's the team in town. And there is a lot of Japanese presence here because Nissan has its headquarters here, and other Japanese companies have their headquarters here in the region. It was pretty interesting to see the national team training in the local stadium. And so there is a lot of World Cup fever of sorts, although I'm sure that lots of people don't care, don't follow, don't know. But it's a shame because if you think about it, even the United States has a great team with an Argentinian coach. They won 4-1 against Paraguay. And I didn't watch that game, but people were saying that they were flying. So that they really played a wonderful, wonderful soccer. So it's a good time to be rooting for the American team if you're not rooting for the Argentinian team.
Mm-hmm.
So so we'll see.
So I'm sorry, I have to ask, being that Virginia Beach soccer, Rabbi Joshua, you keep referencing MLS. Now, I know a lot of real estate agents use an MLS. What is MLS? I mean, I'm confused here.
It's the major league, so the major league of soccer, something like that. That's the name. It's like the NFL or the whatever. The MLS is like the major league for soccer.
Okay, I thought we were referencing real estate agents or something. That's why I'm just asking for clarification.
Yeah. That's good.
So, Josh, tell me, entering more to the rabbi role, how are you making the balance between, because you told us that soccer is like a religion, and we are going to talk about that some minutes from now. And how are you making a balance between the soccer and the spirituality on your life?
There is no spirituality; it's only soccer.
Okay, great. Perfect. So, do you think that there is any connection between soccer and Judaism?
I think that it's like soccer is a sport that you need to have a team that is working. So even if people refer all the time to Messi, and Messi is the GOAT, is the best, and whatever, Messi wouldn't be able to do what he does if he was not supported by a group of peers who really want to work together on behalf of achieving the goal. Actually, if you think, we were talking about this before. It's like when you see what happened with the Knicks on Saturday night, it's very similar. Okay, how Bronson brought some of his salary down in order to bring other players, because it's like sport teams. Yes, if you are really good, that gives you an edge. But if you don't have team players and people around you, it's very hard to make things work. And Judaism is very much about creating that group called the minyan, technically, or whatever. It's like we don't do Judaism on our own. We need to build a team around ourselves, because again, we need to remember that 9 rabbis cannot do what 10 Jews who are not rabbis can do together. So it's about fostering this sense of community, of belonging, of creating a group that can do things together. That's the way you achieve your goals. And so I would say that that's one way of connecting between the two. The other, you can say, it's about the passion that you put. You need to pour your heart and your soul into what you are doing, and then that shows the results. And the last thing, if you want, it's this idea of training. You need to train. You need to work. You need to do your homework. This is something that happens once after the other, and it's only by repetition on a long period of time that you get the results. So I would say those 3 to begin with.
Great. So I will say with that, and just to, I don't know if the word is to provocate, to challenge you with this question, that we are going to continue with this question after the commercials. That is, okay, you are talking about a team, like, because we need a minion. But if I know that you put on a side your racket, your tennis racket, but also we played tennis together, and I don't think
he played tennis with that big soccer ball.
No, it's impossible. No.
We should try.
Yeah. So, okay, you are talking about a minion, but if you are a tennis player.
Well, you asked me about the connections between soccer and Judaism. If you want me to answer between tennis and Judaism, I'm a rabbi. I can make stuff up. So
okay.
I like this guy.
So perfect. So let us continue with that, but let's take a break for commercials. So John, we are on the commercials right now.
Temple Emmanuel is a thriving oceanfront community located in Virginia Beach, tight-knit, tender-hearted, and open to all. Our community embraces the many ways we express our Jewishness and spirituality. Led by Rabbi Ari, Temple Emmanuel is committed to inspiring our members to find meaning and satisfaction in their being Jewish and being a part of the Temple Emmanuel community. In return, Temple Emmanuel continues to be a warm, inclusive space. Visit us online at tevb.org or call our office at 757-428-2591. Temple Emmanuel is the place to embrace Jewish diversity. Imagine being able to golf no matter the weather or time of day. Well, now you can at Back 9 Great Bridge in Chesapeake. Grab your clubs and swing by for the next level of golf. Back 9 is open 24/7, play on your own schedule, get pro-level swing data, and much more. Try St. Andrews, then Pebble Beach to test your skills.
It's also a great way to start playing golf without the distractions, pressure, or cost of playing 18 holes outside. Back 9 offers individual and corporate memberships to fit your needs. Back 9 is now open at 500 South Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. Visit our website for more information. Level up your game without stepping on the course with Back 9.
So, welcome back. And Josh, let me return for the idea of the minyan and the mitzvot. And this, I knew that we will go through this point. So I found two things that are very interesting. And of course, you know that in Ilhot De'ah, Maimonides says, Oil ve'yot haguf bari beshalim midalchei Hashem u, meaning maintain a healthy and strong body is part of the service of God. And then on Pirkei Avot says, הווי אז כנמר בקל כנשר ברץ כצבי בגיבור כארי לעשות רצון אביך שבשמיים. Be bold as a leopard, light as an eagle, swift as a gazelle, and strong as a lion to do the will of your Father in heaven. So, in some way, it's like, it's almost an, as you say, an Olympic training program that we have with the mitzvot, that the difference is not that we are going to win a medal or a cup or something like that, that the reward is going to be another thing. So saying that, let me ask you, do you think that we can play sports, or to playing sports can become a mitzvah?
I think that it's as you were quoting from Maimonides and from Pirkei Avot, I think that the rabbis understand that in order to be our best spiritual self, we'll need to take care of our body as well. And playing sports is a way of doing that, to keeping a good health, not to engage in activities that may harm our health. So in that regard, it's like you can phrase it like that, but whatever we can do to keep our bodies in shape so that we can be at our best regarding our intellectual life and spiritual life, I think it's certainly part of what the Jewish tradition is inviting us to think about.
So, saying that, I have 3 questions about that maybe you can answer to us. For example, can a competition teach humility? Or can teamwork teach responsibility? Or can losing teach resilience?
Yes.
What do you think about that?
Yes. I think that it's like when you are playing a sport and then you train and you see the fruits of the labor. In a way, it's also a humbling experience because it shows you how much you can still improve. It's like when you go and you compete, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. There is this whole thing that, Marcelo Bielsa, who is now the coach of Uruguay, but used to be the coach of Argentina 25 years ago or so, he used to say that you learn when you win, but you tend to learn way more when you lose. And so in a completely different...
We hope not to lose, right?
We hope not to lose. We don't lose on purpose, but again, it's any sport will get you a good day and a bad day. And so, although when we were playing tennis, I used to win all the time. Every now and then you will win. Do you remember? It's like very few days, but again, it's like you can learn from those moments when you lose, what you did wrong or what the opponent did very, very well. And you can learn from those experiences. And again, if you're not stuck in like just the win-lose mentality, but to learn from whatever you have to face in life, I think that one of those defeats that you can transform into a learning opportunity is already a win in and of itself.
Great. So let me go to the next step on this. I don't like to say an interview, or it's like a coffee conversation between friends. And now I am thinking about, we are in the middle of the World Cup, right? And many people are traveling millions of thousands of miles. They are paying huge prices for the tickets. They sing together, they cry together, they celebrate together. The people are waking up very early to watch the matches, because if they are on the other side of the world. So it's really an incredible expression of belonging, right? To be part. And that made me think that, how do you see the spiritual life of Jewish community today? It's like, if we compare how the people belong to the World Cup or to support the teams, that we can apply to our communities, to the Judaism in general. What do you think?
When you are talking, I say, what? It's like, in a way, there is the parallelism of, during the high holidays, the most important days in Jewish tradition, everybody tends to show up. It's like the people who, for the World Cup, there's once every 4 years, everybody gets crazy and hype about that, but then they may not necessarily follow soccer for the rest of the time. Not at all. Not on the national level, not on the team level, whatever. It's like in the dynamics of Jewish life, but I'm sure that this applies to all kinds of religions. There might be peak moments in which people are more prone to show up and to actually experience a deep sense of belonging, and times when they are not necessary. But then there are other groups of people like will follow so again, everybody got excited with the Knicks going to the final, but how many people were all the time following the team during the ups and the downs? It has been over 50 years since they won, and it's not that they all became Knicks fans last Saturday. Some people were all along going like to games, as we go to Shabbat services. So I think that there are people who keep showing up in not at the peak of the season, but as a way of belonging all the way through, and some folks who will be part of the experience at specific moments, and that's okay. It's different levels of excitement and belonging, and the build up towards what they want to be part of. I think that in the long run, it's hard to measure this, but for those who have been like following the Knicks all over all these many years, or for us Argentinian fans who were waiting since 1986 to win a World Cup again in 2022, building all that excitement and expectation and hopes all throughout, and then also being disappointed, and then hoping and trusting and staying there. For us, the win in 2022 probably was more meaningful and really, really moving than for those who just turn on the TV on that day against France in the final of the previous World Cup. But again, they probably got an experience out of that too. So there is, I think that you can play along those lines in comparing what happens in people following these events and the way people may behave in the context of belonging to congregations or participating on a daily or weekly or monthly or yearly basis, depending on where they are in life.
So okay, I agree, but my big question, I don't know if you have the answer for that. I am stay looking for this answer. That is, okay, the World Cup or the soccer matches, or if you are going to the US Open or to Roland Garros or whatever, or the final of the NBA, the people are going there, and the stadiums are full of people, and the objective that they are looking for is to watch and to have fun on this event. Okay, how we can, or do we have that at our congregations?
I think it's a major difference, because when you go to see a soccer match, you are there as an spectator. You pay a ticket to see a show. And what Judaism is inviting you to do is to hopefully pay dues so that you become part of the team. So it's a very different experience. It's like you don't go there to see somebody else do something. You go to do that something yourself.
You say something that is very interesting, that remind me one sermon that I did many years ago in Brazil when I was a rabbi there, that I told to the people that, hey, what are you doing here? Are you just an spectator? It's like you came to see the show, or you like to be part of the team? And this is the big question, because everybody who is going to the stadium, or who was on the stadium yesterday, was to be like to be almost sitting there, to be close to Messi, to the captain, and and I, as a tennis player, when I am going to like a U.S. Open, I like to take my racket and to play, to hit the ball, two balls with I don't know, with Djokovic. It's going to be amazing. But the question here is how we can make that our congregants will do that, saying, hey, you know what? I like to be like, or to stay close to Moses.
Yeah, again, it's a different, as you said, it's a very different experience, and there is room for both. But in the life of Judaism, the ask, the hope, the expectation is for people to be involved, not to be spectators, to be part, to do their own homework, and to show up. Also, because again, it's not fun to play a game with an empty stadium, but the players will do it anyway. And I'm sure that there are multiple games in this World Cup that are not as packed as when Argentina or France or Germany are playing. And it's not the same, but they just do it. But in Judaism, if nobody shows up, then you cannot do anything, or most of the things that you can only do with the group, you are not capable of doing. So it's like, it's not just that you are called to come because you will see something inspiring. It's because by the sheer power of your presence, you make a difference. And so you can do things that otherwise you cannot. You can read Torah, that if you don't have the minyan, you can't. Okay, it's like Messi will be Messi with a full stadium or without a full stadium. They just play the game, but we cannot play the game if nobody's there. So the hope is absolutely different, and it engages us in a more active way, which I think it's inspiring. But there is a lot of responsibility put in all of us.
Mm-hmm. So this make me think about the connection between religion and soccer and the World Cup, or this amazing sport. And think about Argentina specifically, and I came to my mind when Diego Armando Maradona died. Do you remember all the things that they created? And also they spoke about to create a church, a Maradonian church and the people like to pray to him or something like that. And also today, when you are looking the people cheering for the team, and they are talking about Messi, they are saying that Messi is the Mashiach. It's like the Messiah. So obviously it's humor, and but it reveals something very human, because people want heroes, people want to belong, people want to believe in something bigger that than themselves. So what can synagogues or our congregations, or I will go deeper on that, what the conservative movement that we belong can learn from that?
I don't know. There is a danger, when I joke about, soccer as the true religion of Argentinians. These are very good examples of how this can go to very crazy places, because I don't think that everybody who thinks about the Church of Maradona are making a joke out of that. There is a true belief in any of that. They would even, in Argentina, God is Dios, right? And
Mhm.
and people will change the I and the O for a 1 and a 0. So it's like that Maradona was God, or the hand of God when in '86 he scores against England. And so it's a danger to me that we tend to transform people that we inspire into idols. And I think that the Torah is very clear, because with that fear, with Moses himself, the Torah continues to say that Moses was a man, and that Moses was a very humble human being, and that he was able to overcome that tendency from people to transform him into some kind of a deity by keeping himself very grounded. The same reason behind not knowing where he is buried, so that people cannot do pilgrimage and transform that into a place for worship or something like that. So I think that Judaism is very clear on how to keep us grounded and humble, and understanding that, yes, we may see people who are very inspiring all around us, but we cannot transform them into objects of worship, because when we do that, the whole system collapses. And you can see that it's very hard, even for the people, those who are being idolized have a hard time not to believe some of that stuff and whatever. In that regard, I think that Messi is a very interesting case study, because knowing that he's the GOAT, the greatest of all times, he has kept himself very grounded. Same can be said about Nadal or Federer in tennis. There are a couple of people who really are inspiring, not only as great exemplars of their own sports, but as people who were able to dodge that lure to become whatever they are not.
Mm-hmm. Great. So imagine this situation: a packed stadium, everyone singing together, everyone wearing the same colors, everyone feeling that they are part of something greater than themselves. Isn't that, in some way, what a synagogue is supposed to feel like?
Well, I think that at moments, at least, I don't know in your experience, but here it's like there are moments during high holidays when we are all singing together, and there are lots of people, that it feels very powerful, and it's very moving. Okay, it's when we are all praying together and singing some of the main prayers of those days. It feels very moving. But yes, you're right. When you have 80,000 people, and I was in Argentina last April, and I was in the stadium, and that is the experience. Everybody was rooting for for our team and everybody singing together, it's just a mind-blowing experience. You feel like you belong, and there is something very, very powerful happening at that moment. Those things can be replicated in the synagogue setting if you build that, if people are connected with what's going on, and if they allow themselves to be part and to sing and to feel with the rest of the congregation, is something very, very, very special can be created.
Great. Let me ask you a question before the last commercial that we have. What do you think is the greatest challenge for conservative Judaism, creating that sense of belonging for the next generation?
I think that this probably goes across denominations. To me, at least, it's like I believe in the work that we do from the bottom up. So it's what the work that we do in our congregations. It's like with the real people that we serve, by knowing them, by connecting with them, by inspiring them and engaging them in creating something that is meaningful. And I think that it's less a question about denominations and more a question about the work, the real work that is done on the ground in synagogues all over the country and the rest of the world. And those who can do a great work at inspiring and engaging and connecting the people they serve will have a better chance to reach those moments that are powerful and meaningful.
So great. So let's go to the commercials, a little break, and let's try to close this amazing episode of Shmoozin with Rabbi Ari.
Temple Emmanuel is a thriving oceanfront community located in Virginia Beach, tight-knit, tender-hearted, and open to all. Our community embraces the many ways we express our Jewishness and spirituality. Led by Rabbi Ari, Temple Emmanuel is committed to inspiring our members to find meaning and satisfaction in their being Jewish and being a part of the Temple Emmanuel community. In return, Temple Emmanuel continues to be a warm, inclusive space. Visit us online at tevb.org or call our office at 757-428-2591. Temple Emmanuel is the place to embrace Jewish diversity.
Men, are you disappointing your partner in the bedroom? Let's cut to the chase. Are you suffering from erectile dysfunction? 50% of men between the ages of 40 to 70 experience some form of ED. If you are experiencing ED, there is help without pills or needles to even worry about. Coastal 757 Aesthetics has new technology for men called Apex RF. Apex RF is a modern, non-invasive treatment that uses radio frequency to strengthen tissue from the inside out, resulting in better blood flow to the penis and a happier life partner. Call Coastal 757 Aesthetics at 757-481-4036 for a free consultation. That's 757-481-4036. Coastal 757 Aesthetics. Care for all phases of life.
We are back, and we are on the end of almost on the end of our show. And Josh, after everything we have experienced at the seminary in Buenos Aires, in our communities in Latin America, and also here in America, what gives you hope?
What gives me hope? Inspiring rabbis such as yourself and many people around, knowing that Jews all over the place have this willingness to see congregations thriving and providing meaning in this world that is at times so broken. and also the track record of the Jewish people, who, we are resilient people. So even if things are tough and challenging, it's like this idea that, somebody said that the Jews are the ever dying people. Every generation, outsiders or insiders will say that we are about to just lose it, and somehow we figure things out. And again, it's like those things give me hope, but I believe in a proactive type of hope. So I'm not an optimist necessarily, but I am a hopeful person, because I understand hope as a very proactive engagement with shaping the reality in a way that will make sense, and that will inspire us to become the best version of ourselves. And so, rooted in that hope, I hope that we continue to do the best for our congregations, and strengthening Medinat Israel, the state of Israel, and doing the best so that we can transmit a Judaism that is meaningful and viable, and engaging to the next generations. That's part of our job.
Okay, great. And the last question: what makes you believe that the future of Jewish life is still bright?
Well, I said it's like, I think that Judaism has a lot to offer, and has brought meaning into my personal life. So I believe, I'm a believer. I cannot sell it, because I'm not a selling person, but I know for a fact that Judaism has something to offer, has a call to make a difference in this, a positive difference in this world. This call to engage in a life of spirituality and intellectual engagement, and social engagement in making this world a better place. So all of those things lead me to believe that the future is bright. Not that it's not devoid of challenges and hoops and threats and risks and all of those. But they always were there. So they may be changing with time, but we have what it takes, not only to survive, but to thrive and to flourish and to bloom. And so that's where I root my belief that the best is yet to come.
Great. Thank you very much. So let me close with the reflection. I want to finish with the thought that every 4 years, millions of people gather around a game. They sing, they hug complete strangers, they wear the same colors, they celebrate victories and suffer defeats together. They become a community. Judaism has been doing exactly that for more than 3,000 years. Every Shabbat, every holiday, every Torah reading, every song, every shared meal reminds us that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. Maybe that's the real lesson of the World Cup. The trophy lasts a few years. A championship creates memories, but a community built on Torah, friendship, shared values, and hope can last for generations. So, Rabbi Joshua Kuliak, thank you very, very, very much. It was a pleasure to have this time with you. I wish you all the success there. And let me tell you that he was on my rabbinical installation here. And he is the responsible that I am here in America. He convinced myself to be here. So, yeah.
So, Rabbi Joshua, let me then say thank you to you, because I am also a member of Temple Emmanuel, and Rabbi Ari is my rabbi. And in the 2 years that I've resided here, he's become very instrumental, not only as part of my business here in terms of doing the show, but more importantly, in my family life, and has become a friend. So thank you for Rabbi Ari. I appreciate the gift of Ari.
My pleasure. I'm
And I also want the broadcasting rights. If the two of you get out on the soccer field and go one-on-one, the soccer pitch, I want the broadcasting rights for that.
No problem.
Perfect. So, Josh, really, very, very thank you. And my friends, next episode, it will be July 8th. So after the Independence Day, we will have our next episode, July 8th. So I hope.
Older on the next episode.
Yes. No, not yet, because I
will be
you
older when
You-
we hit the next episode.
okay. So happy birthday
Right,
in
yeah.
advance. Wow, it's your 5th anniversary. Yeah. No. Okay. Okay. So, my friends, thank you for being with us. And remember that you can follow us on Facebook and YouTube. And always, it's a pleasure to being with you. So, Rabbi Josh, thank you very, very, very much. And thank you to all of you. See you next month. July 8th, we will be here again with Shmoozin with Rabbi Ari. See you. Bye-bye. And let's go Argentina.